Hi, and welcome back to the Secret of the Game course. This is going to be talking about same night sex or day two sex. So getting physical, Mr. Physical, that third persona of the attraction and seduction persona is super important. The SNL has to always be prepared for and beyond. You always have to be ready for taking a girl home in the moment. You know, eventually when you're lone wolfing by going out on your own and going to bars and clubs and just having fun flirting with girls, you need to be ready to take her home because that's the status intelligent thing to do. It's going to flow her into your rotation. You'll have that polarity dynamic you could start building. So now that we have, free association opened, free association flirting, and we pull her, now it's time for same night sex and day two sex, or day two sex if we get the phone number. So the key here is in terms of same night sex or day two sex, we're transitioning to the Mr. Physical persona. We've already talked about the importance of the early kiss, handling logistics, good logistics, bad logistics, handling the logistics effectively of being able to pull her back to your place or her place, taking a taxi cab over to her condo or apartment if you're in a big city where you should move to, where you're going to have actual arbitrage opportunities. But the focus is moving beyond initial polarity development, handling the logistical aspects effectively, confidently leading the interaction towards sexual intimacy with the early kiss. We're going to be doing that with a push-pull cycle where we get physical, playfully pushing her away and teasing, and then pulling her in for the kiss. And then physicality serves as the foundation for initiating the interaction and paves the way for post-game sex or post-sex game, and working on establishing that polarity dynamic with her. So teasing and playful banter, maintaining status intelligence, physical touching, gradually introducing physical touch in a playful manner. The early kiss, like we talked about, that's a something we came up with here. I came up with years ago in Chicago when I was getting really good at game. And the idea there is that's going to be the milestone in terms of escalating intimacy, because once you get the early kiss, it's fully on. Everything is fair game in terms of initiating oral sex with her from there. So we've already talked about sitting her down on the couch and basically initiating oral sex in a previous lesson. And then obviously if you want to take it past that, if you guys are comfortable same night, getting towards penetration, or if you just want to keep it in terms of oral sex, that's perfectly fine. Lots of times girls will say, like, if you take her home, she doesn't want to have sex on the first night. You say that's perfectly okay. There's a lot of other fun stuff we can still do. And then you guys can just have oral together and not have penetration. So it keeps things just fun, playful. You guys get to get off together, but without the penetration type sex. So that's perfectly fine. And then in terms of the escalation model in the previous one, helps maintain attraction, gradual escalation. Obviously her arbitraging ego knows that the high status male is always advancing physicality. So you should always be advancing physicality so you can model that high status. And that's something that's going to be really important. So logistics and consent. This is something important to talk about. If you pull the girl back to your place, you've been flirting all night, you have an early kiss with her, that the understanding there is that it's on from there. So, the early kiss is the pivotal moment in terms of physical intimacy. And if she says, she doesn't want to have sex on the first night, that's perfectly okay. Just be unreactive. There's a lot of other fun stuff we can do. And then, you guys can just have oral, or she wants to give you, a hand job or something like that, whatever you guys are comfortable with. But just know that, if she wants to have penetration sex, just be ready for that. Have condoms, obviously, be safe, always be safe. But this is, talking about same night sex. And then obviously if you decide to stay the night or if you leave, that's up to you guys. But hopefully this was really helpful. Obviously we're talking about same night sex here, or day two sex. And this is fun stuff, guys.